Remember sitting in that cell, George on the break. Yeah, 2, 3, 1. Little box, so I can't see the sun. Down all the way to one. Just caught another case like I ain't just beat a gun. Somebody on the phone. She don't let us see the sun. Go ahead with your shit. Go ahead with your list. Niggas stuck with him when he's sitting in the light. He played first life, he came in and get tight. So I know the brother, I got the kick right. Got ass people, I ain't like the people go. Second shot. Light it up, light it up, light it up. My nigga Tsu Surf. North, what up?
Summer Jam.
North, what up? Let's work it. Where we from? You ain't for the churches if you don't know this. Hold up. Look, yalla. Lord, forgive me for my sins I've been taking. All the late nights, me and the Lord got acquainted. I scout with the head on plenty pictures out of panic. I'm judged by the charges. My love and I rap. Embrace like the lady in the kitchen with big gravy. Trying to get it for the baby. I wouldn't say it.
Fire. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all my opinion on should Tsu Surf return to battle rap, as if my opinion really should matter what this man does with his life, right? But I'm gonna even break into that. We're gonna talk about before he got locked up. We're gonna talk about the current state of battle rap, and we're gonna talk about this whole music thing for Tsu Surf because I said before, as far as making it in the music industry and being a star there, Tsu Surf to me is the closest. All right, and by the way, if that's the Summer Jam stage, that's a huge stage. Let me Google it real quick. What is the normal capacity of Hot 97 Summer Jam concerts? Because that didn't even look like that day stage that they or that early show that they do outside in the parking lot early on. That looked like the main arena, 16,000 to over 50,000 attendees. That's what you call eyes. That's what you call a good look. That's what you call a huge stage. Up to 50,000 people. Shit, how many of y'all been to a Summer Jam show before? I went to all the classic Summer Jam concerts, and they're mega. You know what I'm saying? The biggest of the biggest stars that year and at that time are on the bill. And as far as the turnouts, it's flooded. All right. It's like going to some of the biggest concerts of the year. As far as what we were hearing in that clip, of course, a lot of us are looking forward to hearing some new Tsu Surf music. That's the old freestyle, the I-85 joint. It's this joint right here. I don't know if he performed anything else. Shout out to Battle Rap Dose. That's the clip that went on Battle Rap Dose, though. So I checked it out from there. But that's right here, right? This is 8 years old, but it makes sense to perform this there because it has 16 million views. It's one of the best freestyles on I said I-85, my bad, on I-95 ever. So a 16 million view video, and you're sitting in front of potentially anywhere from 15 to 50,000 people in attendance. Hopefully, you're performing something that's going to catch people's ears that people identify with or know. And when you talk about on the music side, this might be his highest viewed video right here, 16 million. So if it's like I'm trying to reach a music fan base and remind them what I bring to the stage on track, on beat, this is a good go right here until the new music starts coming out and making its way up the charts, and or he can potentially land on a hit record or start doing some big features. He knows some big name industry artists, right? So that stuff is all in his grasp. It's all in his reach and potential. But nah, Summer Jam, you're not gonna miss that. We're not waiting for some brand new music just to get the Summer Jam. And like I said, that's the only clip I got. For all we know, maybe he debuted some stuff. But that's a dope look. That is a fire look right there. Shout out to Surf on that one. All right, before I get into the should Tsu Surf return to battle rap topic of us telling him what he should do with his life once again, the whole thing about him signing a deal recently. So I just Googled it real quick. You see what I typed in: Tsu Surf signs distribution deal. I was trying to just have some backdrop and some context to link it to this topic. And the AI says Tsu Surf did not sign a standard distribution deal. Rather, he extended an ongoing partnership and publishing agreement with Steve Lobel's We Work in Publishing. While internet rumors and social media discussions circulated about 1.5 million distribution or DRO deal, I don't even know what a DRO deal is. The official announcement confirms a publishing and recording rights extension following his release from custody. Dope. All right, deal details, partner, music exec, Steve Lobel or Lobel, and We Work in Publishing confirmed via CTM Entertainment. Nature of the agreement, extension renewal. We just read that. Financial rumors. Oh, this is the spaces and the battle rap culture talk, etc. And I think some of that comes from when Tsu Surf was in spaces with Verb and the Mook battle came up. And he said, I'm about to sign 1.5. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that said the 1.5 million. So then when the pictures come out later on of Tsu Surf, because that's what y'all see. Y'all see a white guy. If it's a white guy, it's got to be official, right? No, but this is a real thing. This is a real thing, right? This we working Steve Lobel guy. He's got almost 250,000 followers. Okay, he's been around. If you look at his page, if you look at his pictures, he's in the end. He definitely, this page comes off like somebody that's absolutely in the industry. In the caption here, welcome home, Tsu Surf. New music coming, and I'm glad we're able to extend our deal. So people took this post and then what Tsu Surf said in spaces with Verb, and they said this deal right here is 1.5. Nobody knows what this deal right here is. And technically we're not really supposed to. It's good to keep the vultures at bay as much as possible and not let the world know what you're making or how much money you have in the bank, unless it's a publicly published salary. For example, like NBA players. All right, the world knows what they make. It is what it is. All right, but Surf he's big on numbers. He speaks numbers and he gets in these spaces and he speaks real fast and he'd be like, yo, 1.5. Like, yo, don't say that. Like, shut the fuck out. You're gonna get your ass sued, vultures, all types of shit. All right, but shout out to Surf. Once again, that's a dope look on Summer Jam. It makes sense even for him to perform that I-95 freestyle. The whole thing about him signing or extending a publishing or distribution deal, all dope, all movements towards the music industry and him being possibly that top touted from battle rap culture star. Now, should he return to battle rap? I always had the opinion of battle rap being secondary. Well, I shouldn't say always. For most people, I've been saying that for years. Battle rap should be treated as a complement or a supplement to other things you got going on that are more consistent. Okay. Now, let me jump off that real quick and show why consistency matters from a real standpoint. A lot of people that read Tsu Surf's paperwork, including myself, this is when I was covering that topic that was going around crazy, coming off of my expert opinion. I was just like, yo, he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like after we read through all the paperwork, like, nah, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. But in the midst of that, there's text messages in there. There was overt acts that we were reading, etc. And some of the stuff that was in that paperwork is the type of stuff when you put a tag on somebody as being very, very successful and financially stable, you would ask the questions, well, why would you be involved in that? Or why would you have those DMs in your social media? Or why would you be doing this small level trapping or whatever, allegedly? You know what I'm saying? People ask those questions all the time. And when you see some of that stuff, the reality for somebody like me, and I don't know all the particulars of that man's life, but the way that I put those dots together is I say, it's a reminder for the things that I talk about, which is it's smoke and mirrors in battle rap. Some of these guys, you think that they're mega stars, they're superstars. There's 15 people in the room. You think that they're financially through the roof. They're struggling behind the scenes. You think that they're Mount Rushmores, which means that their notoriety, their celebrity, their fame, their popularity, how great of battle rappers they are. They live like kings and everything looks beautiful. And then the World Star footage drops of the apartment type shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is the realities that people like me, I live within. You know what I'm saying? But the entertainment world always makes things look good, and then the artists are supposed to make things look good as well. Even I use this example all the time. Even Moneybagg Yo says he took that fake it till you make it approach. Taking pictures with celebrities to act like he was in that mix and in that crowd. And then when he finally made it, then he was like, all right, I'm one of those guys. Big Boogie the other day, they tried to put up a picture of him and his boys. I'm not saying that it is all fake, but these watch experts and everything, they had a viral picture of him going around saying all those watches and all that, those diamonds, all that shit is fake. And that's the second time for Big Boogie, the fucking whole box of jewelry. And they brought that up, and he was just like, what is this metal trash? You know what I'm saying? But he's one of thousands of people. Fake it till you make it. Then you also got smart people, like a Ocho Cinco. He's not going to spend his money on bullshit, despite him showing people on a live stream. Here goes my savings account. It's got like $15 million in it. Who else did that? Last but not least, and then we'll move on. Tyrese. Tyrese went up to the Breakfast Club, right? And remember, he was breaking down. He started taking off his jewelry. See this bracelet right here? It's fake. You see this diamond right here? It's fake. You see this right here? You assume these guys got some money to them, some success to them. Their names are strong enough to go get a bag, but they're not using their money in certain things and taking the private jets or whatever and saying, look, I got to hold on because 10, 15 years from now, I still got to be financially stable, right? Battle rap just doesn't provide that. We all wish that it did. We wish that we can turn the battle rap industry into a place where these young men and these young women and these business minds and these creative minds can come together and establish true careers for themselves. True careers that give you a consistent paycheck, not begging league owners or waiting for the next call or going through a bunch of tournaments and rapping your ass off and having nothing to show for it, or except for Twitter following and Instagram followers. Like that's the shitty world behind the scenes with a high percentage of battle rappers. As far as from a monetary or financial standpoint, a lot of people just don't have anything to show for their name in battle rap. It's a chosen few. So when we say Tsu Surf come back to battle rap, this is what I would have looked at if he was only going to like break the surface of surface of the entertainment music world success. If he was only going to crack the surface, meaning that he would just be a solid name, couple features, couple shows here and there, local small shows or whatever, never like a star in the industry, right? If he was to crack the surface, then I would, if it was me, I would always keep my options open. Meaning that if I can come into battle rap and pick up 100 grand and then come back over here and drop a mixtape that puts a couple $10,000 in my pocket, maybe, shit. And then as long as you're maneuvering through the timing of things, the releasing of things, how you're being promoted, how you're managing your image and your schedule, and you know what I'm saying, everything that comes with being an artist and having your hands in multiple things, as long as you manage that properly, you're feeding yourself very well and you're coming across these different opportunities at different times, right? Because Tsu Surf, as one of the biggest battle rappers, still cannot survive off of battle rap the way that he probably wants to survive, right? And that's why I brought up his paperwork, like the stuff that was in there before he got locked up. And at that time, he was on top of the world battle rap wise. So he wasn't capping about some of that stuff he was saying a verb. I think he was just using it in a way to push down the battle, right? I think when I look through some of his wording in that, at the end of the day, what really matters is that his mind was still showing that's not top priority for me. But we already did that. Will I still do it? Maybe, sure. But it's not top priority for me. I've been there, I've done that. I reached the mountaintops. I can tell you all about it. I can tell you what house I bought when I was at the mountaintops. I could tell you what all these foreign cars I bought when I was at the mountaintops. I could tell you about all the millions of dollars in my savings accounts when I was at the top of the battle rap world. I could tell you all why I was able to leave the streets alone 100. Exactly. Do you guys understand like the doubling that I'm doing right now and the not sarcasm, but the reverse that I'm speaking in, right? That's the whole fucking point. So even while he was still locked up, you had people like me trying to once again act like we know what everybody out here should be doing. And I said, yo, he should do the Joe Budden podcast if the opportunity is available to him. My mentality for that was that the Joe Budden podcast makes millions of dollars per year in the Patreon alone. All right, it makes millions. It's an extremely, extremely successful podcast. Those two guys have a good relationship. Tsu Surf fits that type of job because he's a good talker. He's an entertaining talker. He has entertainment world experience, right? And then on top of that, it would be consistent. Everybody on the Joe Budden podcast has a contract with Joe Budden for a salary. It would be so you would know what I'm going to be making in June. What something that battle rap just doesn't do for you. Anybody. You know how much money you're going to be making in, like you'll see a tweet from battle rappers calling each other out for certain months of the year. You know, like if those tweets pan out, if the sponsors pan out, if the leagues pan out, if the negotiations pan out, cool. If they don't, then you're left still trying to figure out what's the next play. When you have an actual contracted salary, that is not the case. And that's why the Joe Button thing to me look way better than battle rap for Tsu Surf. Me knowing battle rap. Okay. Now, here's the last piece that I want to say as far as music being a priority over battle rap for Tsu Surf. Remember, I did a video and I was like, I broke down the reasons why Tsu Surf versus Tay Rock made a lot of sense, even though the culture really doesn't want it, right? Or it's not, they're gonna watch it, but the reason why the culture doesn't look at that is like shit on your return. We definitely don't want that to happen first. Like, come on. I broke down the reasons why the Mook battle would be a problem. Um, the what was the other one? The other one. Definitely the math battle. Let me just stick to that because that's going to prove my point. When I got to the math matchup, I said, if this is going to be URL's golden child, because the narratives in the culture, once again, not necessarily coming from URL or Tsu Surf, but the narratives in the culture is like battle rap is so down, URL has been down, Tsu Surf has the type of energy and the type of draw that he can come back and reinvigorate URL as a platform, right? So he's gonna save battle rap, he's gonna save URL, he's gonna do this, gonna all of this, blah 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 blah, right? I said, if that's URL's golden child, and the whole narrative around Tsu Surf versus Math Hoffa is that clip from My Expert Opinion with Math and Easy and a couple people in the barbershop. Imagine Math taking that battle and not doing a round on that. And that's one of his strong suits, angling, Math. Math would get up there, especially with the whole history of Surf and Math and their little grudge, their battle rap grudge. Math, and he's always said, I'm the one that's going to talk to this guy the way that all of this. That's where Math is going to go. And once again, despite people like some people out here on the internet that went through the paperwork and said, nah, Surf didn't do that. It doesn't matter at a viral nature. The truth doesn't matter at that level. And that sucks. Because what happens is those clips start to go all over the place. Those clips create new questions, new paperwork investigator, people that read it and have different interpretations. It creates tags. It creates beef. It creates all types of shit that hurts you sometimes in the music industry or for your creative reputation, period. The content you rap about. So the math battle is, from a business standpoint and from an after effect standpoint, it's not safe. It's not safe. And I'm gonna show you how consistent I am. I had this debate with Math years ago, maybe 7, 8, whenever the big K and Math battle was on Guerrilla Warfare, all the way back then, me and Math argued for over an hour. And I was telling him that Big K won that battle and he won that third round. And Math kept arguing with me saying, how could somebody beat me with an angle or a round that's not true? And I was telling him the same thing I'm saying right now. Fast forward all these years. I said, it's not about the truth in the world of entertainment when you're dealing with a bunch of fans' public perception. Perception is reality in that sense in the entertainment world. So they're walking around with his round and it hit, and you're saying that part ain't true, that part ain't true, and that part ain't true. And that's not what the fans are gonna do. And these blogs and all this type of stuff will never pass the viewership of the battle either. You know what I'm saying? Tsu Surf and Math or whatever, they can have their My Expert Opinion clips or whatever. But that battle, if that goes viral and does billions of views, when you add up all the clips and everything, that starts to reign supreme. So it's not a safe thing to do. And I made that point now to talk about the biggest battle on the table for Surf, which is Mook. Mook is also arguably king angler. What's he gonna touch on? Even if he doesn't go to that and try to turn Surf into that, right? Like try to put that tag on Surf. He's still gonna paint pictures on some real life shit of Surf that once again maybe ain't best for your image right now. If you're trying to be a star in the entertainment world. All right. So you got to be real careful navigating both. You have to, because battle rap, I could use Math one more time. When My Expert Opinion started to take off, as a platform and as a channel, Math was smart enough to say, I'm not battle rapping. This isn't a guess for me. This comes from that man. Like he would tell people he wasn't gonna play around with that Kiki shit. And we all in the culture know that shit was fugazi from everything that came out. But I'm sticking to the same principle. I'm telling y'all, somebody like what Jag did in that third round gets in there with Math at this point in his career when my expert opinion is taking off and he's walking these red carpets, and then they do this round where they say you did that to some, and then it just goes all over the place because it's Math Hoffa from my expert opinion. It's Tsu Surf, fresh home from federal prison. You see what I'm saying? So, dope to see Surf primarily, possibly primarily focusing on music. I would love to still see a rap battle from him, but if he doesn't do it, I understand. Once again, been there, done that already, and only he can tell you how great of a position that had him in when he was already at the mountaintop before and then went and sat down. You know what I'm saying? And then once again, coming back home again, if it ain't a certain amount of money, what's the point for somebody with his possible opportunities of playing in certain fields? Been there, done that, and there's also a risk element. Let me focus on something that's grander at this point. Last but not least, for anybody that still wants to extend the topic here for this video, sorry, it's true reality check for anybody that's missed the message or missed the boat, or just doesn't understand how small of a market battle rap is. All right. Some of your biggest battle rappers of all time are broke as shit or fucked up. And things are getting worse for a lot of people. We're all getting older. You know what I'm saying? You don't have yourself a career or once again, consistent stream of income. It's tough. It's tough, man. Not only in this economy, not only in just regular life. Niggas old, they got families and kids. You know what I'm saying? Free Geechee. You know, everybody could speculate, but what's one of the biggest narratives around Geechee? It's the same example I just used with Surf's paperwork, which is you are this superstar battle rapper, Geechee, right? Why would you need to go bust those type of moves allegedly? And then you got a lot of people that come back with their own responses to that. Battle rappers and bloggers and people say, you don't know what that man was going through. You don't know that man's pockets. Battle rap looks mega. Everybody's financially stable. Everybody's making millions of dollars, right? Couldn't be the furthest from the fucking truth. Couldn't be the furthest from the truth. So you're gonna see a lot of battle rappers. They're gonna try to find ways to not show it, of course, because perception is you gotta look good. But a lot of people in this culture are scrounging for checks, scrounging for battles, scrounging for what's out there, what's available. It's a lot of scrounging going on behind the scenes right now. And shit, a lot of it right in your face too, as long as you can see through. It's a lot of scrounging going on. So as battle rap remains in this type of state that it's in, and if it's not reinvigorated at a higher level, I'm not talking about, oh, this league got a great card and then everybody gets to enjoy that as well as the people involved in that for a couple months and then it's over. A sustained energy within battle rap. If battle rap can't get back to that point, then that scrounging remains and it gets worse and worse and worse. The opportunities are smaller. So the pooling of people for those opportunities gets even worse, and people are undercutting each other. Where that person first took 5 grand, put me on that card, give me 500, I'm there. You know, and people getting into all these different side ventures and hustles and whatnot, trying to figure life out. You know, you see people like Easy. You know, he's trying different things. You know, trying to do acting. Saw footage of him standing online for the Streamers Academy. It looked like 100,000 people out there. He is standing online trying to see if he can get in Kai's situation. He's one of the superstars, they say. So this is battle rap opportunity right now. It's only good for a couple. Some people that go away and never come back, that means that it presented a certain type of opportunity. Like, let's say conceded. How many concededs are there? Then there are a couple people that didn't have to come back, but how many hitmans are there? Cassidy's are there. Cassidy doesn't have to battle rap. Hitman doesn't have to battle rap. But how many of those guys are there really? We're naming them on one hand. Shit, lucky if two. So shout out to Surf as far as the moves that he's making. We hope that you really succeed on the music side. You've always been pretty much the top person from the music side within the battle rap culture. Jersey probably got that title too. Drop a comment if I'm wrong there. When it comes to rap battles, Harlem tends to lead the front. Then you also got St. Louis and you also got Jersey. But when you talk about music, Surf, Suge, Oss is enough. They are the top among the top three that can make music from battle rap. So, all right, let me know y'all thoughts on this topic right here. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you have any agreements, disagreements. And shout out to everybody that's subscribing and following the Sorry It's True channel. Quick update there before I get out of here. That video is taking a small pivot, and like even the whole channel, the metadata of the channel tags, the algorithm of it, whatever, is all being like recalibrated. Why? Because we're spending more time on court cases, paperwork, legal situations, lawsuits, the criminal world. We're paying more attention to that over on the Sorry It's True channel. Okay, so bear with us, but the content is going to stay frequent. I can't even keep up with the content. Or now that I'm a little bit more streamlined and focused, so you're not gonna get videos over there of like it's mega news ARP. We expect you to cover it, but we're simply talking about Cardi B and Stephen Diggs breaking up. No, I don't give. That's why I'm getting more focused on that channel because I don't care as much about some of the very popular celebrity news. And if it's music related, it's going to stay here on or come here on the RBE channel. If I can have a topic that's at least somewhat music related. So you'll see a little bit more of celebrity news coming back to the RBE channel, but the Sorry It's True channel staying a little bit more focused to those other areas, the crime world and lawsuits and all, the court cases and stuff like that. Speaking of, I got to get over there right now and cover this day 4 preliminary hearing of David. Nasty work. All right, we'll be back.